sticking with this punk rock song for the Biggie comedy venture.
Yes.
I had a weird week. I thought about trying to do a new song.
I like it.
But I will say I like punk rock quite a bit.
Yes, I know.
And I always saw my comedy as my version of, like, because I know I'm never going to learn how to play an instrument. I know I don't know how to write songs. There's so much about being an artist, a musician, I couldn't do.
Yeah.
So, like, comedy to me was my way of being against the machine.
Ah, yes.
And so I'm going to right now, real quick, move over to the other screen here.
Okay.
Because I look like purple.
You look like Barney, which I watched a documentary on.
Seriously?
Were you a Barney person when you were growing up?
Shit. 1 second. Let me just get over there.
Yeah.
Talk about it a little bit.
Okay, so I was a Barney person. I watched Barney. That was like my age thing. And so I saw there was this documentary on Peacock. It was like, I Love You, Now Die, or Barney, or something along those lines. But it was basically, it was the story of how Barney was created by this woman who created it for her son.
Yeah.
And you can tell the whole documentary has like this, you can tell that the story is going to be about this son and how Barney ended up fucking up his life in some fashion. Like, that's kind of what this documentary is about, but it gives the history, interviews kids from, you know, Barney, and interviews the people who played Barney. And man, I remember the first time I found out Barney was black.
I didn't know that.
I was
now.
shocked.
As they say on the internet, I was this year's old when I found that out.
I remember being shocked when I found that out. But then I found out in this documentary that the guy in the suit and the voice were two different people.
Really?
Yes.
That seems racist.
Well,
I'm kinda
no,
kidding.
but
I'm
there
kinda
was
kidding,
a
but-
different Barney at first. So the black Barney was like the one that was when I was watching, but there was one that was a Barney before that. It was a white guy.
Gotcha.
So anyway,
Oh, so
but
they just didn't like.
yeah, they ended up changing Barneys, and
I wonder what you did to get fired from being Barney.
yeah, I can't fully remember what that was about, but
It's so much harder for those guys, the weirdos, to get away with it these days.
Yeah.
Because you can always find
well,
out.
and what was interesting though is like they went viral before going viral was a thing. Like, this just started in like a small town in Texas.
Really?
And she just started like creating it. It was a super like low budget thing.
What was her, like, was her mission kind of like a Mr. Rogers-esque type of thing? Like, was she trying to make a...
She was just trying to, her son liked dinosaurs or something, and like she was just trying to make something for her son to watch.
Gotcha.
And then it ended up being like Barney was her son, and so then I think this kid ended up being super fucked up and ended up like, spoiler alert. No, I'm not gonna. Are you gonna watch it?
Where was it? Where's it on?
It's on Peacock. And don't say you
I'll
don't
watch
have it
it
because I.
No, well, I do. My parents do also. But
Okay.
No, I do. You know what's funny?
It's 2 episodes.
Documentaries, I love them, but it does take me a lot to want to like finally just get
Yeah.
into it, because
Yeah.
it's like I'm so lazy.
Yeah.
Like right now I'm going back through Malcolm in the Middle.
Right.
And stuff. And it's like, that's easy.
Yeah, it
and
is.
a documentary, it's like, you do got to realize you can't just necessarily be on your phone.
Right.
I mean, you can,
Yeah.
but
But
there's no
it's
point to
actually
it.
pretty good because I didn't realize the whole fucked up son backstory, and now this woman like doesn't do interviews and stuff because she doesn't want to talk about how it fucked up her kid. And
My sister, I know,
Yeah.
I did not watch Barney, but my sister was massive into Barney, and she had like, this one of these kids, like when you call it like a woob woob or
Yep,
something,
yep,
hers
yep.
was like a Barney doll.
Oh, okay.
And I know to this day, like my sister and I had a weird relationship in that, I don't think it was that weird. I think it was an older brother who had a younger sister, and I just, I was kind of an older brother, kind of not a bully, but just
you picked on her.
And I would call her Baby Lauren
Yeah.
all the time, like, oh, Baby Lauren,
Yeah.
oh, Baby Lauren wants to, and now she recently told me that apparently one time she was getting older, and I was still doing it, and she, I mean, I don't know how old, it could be 7,
Yeah.
but I mean, I was still doing it. And she was really going off to my mom about how much it bothered her. And I guess she said she noticed that I think I came in at the last minute, or I was listening and she didn't, I was kind of sneakily listening. And she claimed, and I'm not trying to make myself sound good, she claimed that after that I stopped.
Oh, okay.
But having said that, there's no question that for a period of time, I mean, I knew it was bothering her.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it, but it was like, I think I thought it was more just like, oh, baby Lauren. And she's like, shut up, shut up.
Yeah.
But she loved Barney.
Well, what I was also shocked by, and I even texted my mom, I guess I remember as I got older, there was like this anti-Barney thing that was going on where like, there was like a, jihad to like kill Barney.
Really?
And like people were like setting Barney on fire, and like it was like this weird thing of college kids.
That's funny. I never
But
heard
then
anything
also
of that.
there were all these parents who hated Barney. And I was like, man, I don't remember any of this. So I texted my mom. I was like, did you hate Barney?
Yeah.
Because the parents they were interviewing, it was like Barney wanted me, I wanted to blow my brains out listening to Barney. Like it was just the same shit over and over again. My mom was like, no, I loved Barney. I'm like, of course you did.
Right. No,
but no, it's actually pretty good. And I don't know. Oh, Barney Purple. Yeah, that's how that got started.
Yeah,
but
no,
it's a pretty good documentary.
I'm down to watch it. Like I said, I like watching documentaries. I will say this. I have recently realized more and more, like the Barney one, I think it's probably safe to say it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I am more like open to the realization that you also have to watch one and realize that, like, I don't even want to say, I'm watching one right now that I don't even, fuck it. You know what? Whatever, man. It is what it is. Because I don't want to go here. I don't want to go down the route of what this is about.
Okay.
But it's there's a thing called the 1619 Project.
Okay.
They got a documentary about it on Hulu right now. And I'm going through it. And there's some stuff there that I'm like, holy shit. You know, this is I'm not for critical race theory, but this isn't that. And there's stuff in there that is really even making me see things maybe a little differently. But then they get to other parts, of course, when it comes to the voting rights and stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that that's true personally. So it's like, I just realized more and more with documentaries, it's like, you got to watch them, but always remember, like, they're
one-sided.
But they're not supposed to be, right?
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing with making a murderer.
I think that's when it really came out.
Yeah.
That we all realized, like, I'm sure people realized it before that.
Yeah.
But I think that was one where it got so big.
Yeah.
And eventually was like, you know, they did mess some stuff up here. This isn't
for sure.
exactly.
I mean, they had a purpose behind that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do keep that in mind more when I watch them. Like, I don't watch documentaries anymore unless it's literally kind of. Look at the Barney one's probably just this is what happened. This is the Pepsi
good.
Challenge one. I don't think,
that one was good.
Did you ever watch that? Okay. By the way, the whole time I love Pepsi and it bummed me out.
Yeah.
But the whole time when the Pepsi Challenge video, for whatever anyone that's never seen this or remembered this, they did these Pepsi points back in the day, and they had a commercial that said you could win a Harrier jet if you got a certain amount of points. Which, did you remember that? Because I did.
I did not remember the jet. I remember that whole points thing. I didn't remember the jet, though.
I so remembered the jet.
Okay.
And what the funny thing is, when it happened back in the day, I'm like, oh, someone sued because they got enough points. And as a kid, again, I just went to like, oh, this is some weirdo. We're all suing for everything.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Hell no.
And those Pepsi people, fuck off, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They're sitting there saying, whoa, it was just him trying to be a money scheme. We were trying to decide. Why does that matter?
Right.
Why does that matter?
They should have provided at least the value of the Harrier
Put the
jet.
fucking number higher.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
For sure.
And when they sat there and tried to say, like, well, like I said, even forget whether they thought he deserved it or not.
Yep.
It's not in the book. It's not this. When they sat there and said, like, well, we're just trying to figure out, like I said, if he genuinely wants a Harrier jet or if he just says it's just a money scheme. Why does that?
It doesn't matter.
You're a mega million dollar corporation.
Yeah.
Are you not there to make money?
Right.
Why are you doing the Pepsi Challenge?
Right.
To really just give stuff away?
Right.
You know the other thing, real quick about that I came to, like when I watched it, like, do you remember back in the day when you'd win those things? And if you say you had got it, right? And you get 500 points and you won a Pepsi jacket.
Yeah.
So you're walking around with a Pepsi jacket? Yeah. Why do I want to walk around with a Pepsi jacket?
They're like, here, buy our stuff, send it back, and we'll send you something to be free advertising for us.
I know. I really thought about that more. Like, that was a thing back then, but now I'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I want something that doesn't say Pepsi on it. I want a fucking stereo.
Yep.
Or something.
Exactly.
Anyway, this is the Big E Comedy Venture podcast. 10 minutes in, I haven't done. I think that's my thing. That's going to become my trademark. My trademark is that I don't mention the name or anything about the show right when we start off. You just have to know what you're listening to.
Well, they know.
Well, the hope is that eventually there's people that don't just know me that somehow stumble upon the show, and they might be like, "Is this a fucking show?" I don't even know. Eric, the Big E Comedy Venture podcast. I want to bring this up because so I've mentioned the Venmo all the time. I still get a few. I had somebody that does the weekly dollar that like texted me and was like, "Hey man, sorry it came in a little late. I was returning cans." And so here's the. I'm like, dude, we're good, man. Dollar episode is not a lot to ask for, I don't think. But last week I mentioned that we got a few decent donations, and look, my thinking is, I know you don't. Amy does not ask for money. She's very kind. In fact, everything she's given me money, not just the time and effort, but like literally donated money to the cause. But so I don't give her any money because I don't really have that much to give.
Yes.
But now that we're doing this post trip, I kind of told her last week, I'm like, if we get something $25 and more, I'd like to throw you something.
Yeah.
You're driving over here.
Yeah. I thought that was nice.
And so I was going to go with a $10 Starbucks card.
Which I would love.
Right. And so I was on my way today. And
just so you know, he has nothing in his
No, it's here.
It's here. I thought this story was about like why you couldn't get it or something.
Sorry. No, it's here. But what happened was I was driving here. And I always underestimate. Like when some people are late, I'm always overly early.
Yeah.
Which is annoying a lot of times because it lends to then me thinking, like trying to waste time, and then I'll show somewhere up just on time, even though I could have been 20 minutes early because I get paranoid. And so I was a little early, and I thought, what are something I can freaking do? And so I was going to put some money in the bank because I have some cash from a pet sitting thing, and I hate having cash. And so I was going to put some money, and I'm like, I don't have my fucking wallet. I left the house without my wallet. And so now I'm really early to get here and I don't have my wallet. So I'm like, I can't get that. I was going to get the gift card for Amy. And I'm trying looking around stores who has Apple Pay because I do have Apple Pay.
Yeah.
But that's not everywhere.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say, just for future reference, if you had the Starbucks app, you could just send it on that.
I Googled that and said, can I send a virtual gift card, like an email gift card? And now maybe it was just the first thing that came up and this is wrong, but it suggested that I could only, and this is where some cheapness could come in, it suggested I could only do $20.
Oh, I don't think that's right.
It's when I Googled it, it said that, now this was a very quick Google search, so I'm not saying I looked through 5 different answers. I didn't go to Reddit into a forum or anything like that. But I saw an answer that said you could only do $20.
5, 10, 20,
maybe
25, 50.
I don't know what the deal was. But that's what happened.
You could even get me a year of the Rabbit gift card.
Okay. That seems very inclusive.
Yes.
For our Chinese overlords. But
exactly.
But my thought, I Googled it. I didn't see that for whatever reason.
Okay.
And so I'm like, fuck, start looking up where I'm around. It has Apple Pay. Finally, I find like a CVS is by me. And I'm like, does CVS have Apple Pay? And even when you Google it, it's like, yes, but no.
Yeah, not all of them
Most of them do, but some don't. So I'm like, okay, Kroger doesn't do it, by the way. There's a Kroger right there. They don't have Apple Pay. And so I go to the CVS, and this could be my cheap thing of the week. But I saw what I thought was a $10 gift card.
Okay.
And I walk up, and it's a whole hassle because they don't even know if they take Apple Pay. And
Oh, man.
And then she rings all up. We figured all out.
Jeez.
And I look at the total. It says $40.
Oh, man. It's a pack of 4.
10 times 4. And I'm like, well, I don't want to spend $40 on it. I only got $35 in donations.
Right. No, yeah.
So in the end, by the way, I ended up giving you a 15 because they didn't have 10.
Oh, man.
So I could have just done the 20, I guess, and not had to go through the hassle.
You could have done 10 on
and I didn't even realize I could do 10 on the app.
Oh,
But you have a $15 Starbucks
Well, thank you.
card.
That is super nice. I appreciate it.
But it's just like this, I will say, is my life. Like, I left the house without my wallet.
Right.
I have no ID. Just cruise. I used to do it here at Mike's all the time because there'd be times when I wasn't doing anything else. And it's like, dude, I just in my head right away just realized I'm kind of on that verge of gas situation. I think some gas stations that take Apple Pay
You waste all your gas driving around to find a gas station
that takes Apple Pay. But anyway, so
that's funny.
That's just a fucking it's a
very E story.
No, it's a very me thing. Like I'm early. Then
and you're trying to do something nice for someone.
Well, and then even like putting money in the bank. Like, okay, I can put this cash in the bank. This is something I need to do. And I'm like, I don't have my fucking wallet.
Oh, man.
Awesome. So anyway, but Eric Fady, Venmo me $1 an episode.
Yep.
If you give in the 20 range, some of that will end up going to Amy.
Exactly.
In the form of a Starbucks card. But so something I actually have one more thing I'm going to bring up as a cheapness for me. You don't have to give anything this week, but I did want to bring this up too. Just another so I had to pay my tabs for the cars, right?
Yes, you can do 2 years now.
I know, and it's like I still don't because it's like right because
you know what's funny? I was
so
funny you bring that up because I was driving behind someone the other day, and it just got me thinking like, man, who would not take advantage of the 2 years? And then I was like, there is no way up until like recently that I would have done that because who the fuck wants to spend that money
now?
My thought, you need it now.
Even though how you know what's funny? How nice it would be next year.
Exactly.
When you didn't have to do it.
Right.
But like
right.
But you're not going to do it. And that's where mine comes in. So like at first it's really I think if you're not cheap and if you're willing to spend a little money, it's awesome that if you don't want to do it online for some reason, or if you want to just get them right away, they have those pop-ups now like everywhere.
Yep.
So first I went there because I'm doing some DoorDash in the morning. It's kind of slow. There's a Meijer right there. Well, now it's like they don't let you do multiples, and they're going to charge you a service fee on each transaction. Okay. And it's more. It's like a service fee for using a credit card and a service fee for using the thing.
Right.
So I'm like, well, fuck that. But then I look at it, and then I look at it, and it's like I go through the thing. And it's like still going to be an extra $4 to process a credit card. But I don't want to spend $4 extra, so I want to do my checking account. But I didn't have like enough. I had some stuff that was coming in, some checks that were coming in or whatever. So I had I didn't have 250 in my checking account. My Venmo was Eric Fady. But I didn't have the 250 in my checking account. And so I waited like 3 extra days till these checks kind of cleared into the thing. And it was like but I had already typed in my name, all my information.
Oh my God.
There's no way you would do that, right? Like, let's forget that you're not going to do the teller maybe.
Yeah.
But you would never type in all your information and then retype it in 4 days later to save $4, would you?
Never. Never. Never.
But that's.
I'm pretty sure you have to pay a fee to renew it online too, and which of course I pay.
Well, that I'm not going to go to the place for. If that's true, that's fine. That is a justifiable expense to me. I am not.
I renewed mine online.
What's up?
I renewed mine online.
Yeah, no, and I did that.
And
then
they just send them in the mail.
It wasn't as hard, by the way, in the past, like because I had to do my 3 different things: the 2 cars, and then the van and the shitty car. Even though that car is like nothing, I still am using it for DoorDash or whatever. So anyway,
well, you know what's funny about tabs is the last 2 years I have forgotten to renew mine.
For real?
Yes, and both times I've been pulled over. And so this most recent time, I was driving home from Lizzo. I was like the DD.
Yeah.
And other than my other habits that I have, which I'm usually doing in the car, but didn't, thank God. So
the other habits.
I'm driving on Ford Road at Haggerty. I'm right by my house, and I blow through a red light, and they pull me over right away.
Yeah.
And so she takes my license, and she's asking me if I'd been drinking and stuff, and I'm just praying to God that she doesn't sense any marijuana stuff on me. And I'm just like freaking the fuck out.
Do you think, I would feel like for you, what's weird is, this is going to maybe sound like it's me making some sort of assumption, but I feel like I would not feel as comfortable with a chick cop.
It was a woman.
That's what I said. You said she.
Yeah.
If I were you.
Yes.
If I were me, I wouldn't care either way, personally.
Correct.
But if I were you.
And I was overly nice.
Because
overly nice. I was like.
Type of girl that would be a cop.
Exactly.
And a blonde chick.
Yes, I know.
Any hint of marijuana.
I know. And I was like, so I was very.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah. So I was very like, and I've got my card and stuff, but you're still not allowed to just like have it there.
Yeah.
Like readily available to smoke.
Well, hypothetically, I wouldn't be able to I couldn't have an open beer can even if I wasn't drinking.
Exactly. So she goes back and and then at that point it's like 12:30, so another cop pulls up to see if she needs help.
Oh, geez.
So I'm thinking at that point,
when you getting arrested?
Seriously, I was thinking they're gonna search my car. I'm gonna get arrested.
If I was driving by you, if you see two cars, you're like,
you think, oh shit, something's going down, you know? So then I realize as she is walking back, oh my God, I have expired plates. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And so as soon as she gets back to the car, I was like, you know what I was just thinking? And this was like a couple weeks after my birthday, so it wasn't that late. I said, you know what I was just thinking? I have expired plates, don't I? I was like, my birthday was a couple weeks ago. And she's like, yeah, you do. And she was like, obviously you caught that before I could even tell you. She's like, so I'm not giving you a ticket for that, just a warning or whatever. Just make sure you get it renewed.
Yeah.
I honestly think me being that aware.
I agree.
Saved me.
No, I agree. And look, I don't want to get into the social stuff. So,
yeah.
Because for one, dude, I don't think anyone that thinks there's not some level of people that get fucked more than others.
Oh, well,
you're stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I've got
it's
a
all
good
the time.
driving record.
I'm not saying it happens all the time. But whatever.
Yeah.
But I would tell you, I think if you're like we are, being honest is more often than not going to be better than worse.
100%. And taking blame.
Yeah.
I admitted I ran the red light. I was like, I'm just trying to get home, you know?
And they always tell you don't. They always say not to. I don't really tend to agree with that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like legitimately you don't know or something.
Yeah. And then I think me like calling it out, she's like, okay, this person has her faculties, like, you know, and then I went above and beyond, and when we were done, I thanked her for her service.
Just a warning, or did you get something?
No, I got a ticket for running the red light, which comes with points.
Oh.
So then I go online, and now you can do like a virtual court thing.
I know.
But not like Zoom. It's like I emailed in basically on this website, and I said, you know, I was trying to get it reduced to something without points. Just wanted to pay a fine.
Yeah, let's just let me pay. I don't care.
Yeah. So I submitted it. It came back the next day that it was approved. I went online, paid the fine. It was done. I didn't have to talk to anybody.
I thought you were going through, like, so when I got that car crash, which is, believe it or not, like 3 years ago now. Like, I don't know if you remember that or not, but when I broke my shoulder in 2019, I've always been lucky. I've had no points, even though I've gotten pulled over. But I always get the lucky where they're like, hey, we'll write you up for a
traffic,
seat. Whatever.
Right.
Because they don't really.
They just want the money.
Yeah. And that for the traffic, for the full-on accident, though, they did say, like, hey, you'd have to take a class.
Oh, okay.
A virtual class, you know, and then you don't have to take you won't get points. But with the class, like, it would sit there, and don't get me wrong, better than points, but I think Mikey's even on the TDC has told the story about before, like having a buddy do the test for him or something, and they make you like go through like a video, and it's like there's like 20 segments, and you have to do it within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's like this video is half an hour long.
Yeah.
And it's just about like how to do a 4-way or something.
Right.
And you cannot fast forward.
I know that's how work trainings are too.
Yeah, like you have to, like, even if you could pass the quiz without it, you have to sit it there and do something during the half hour.
That's funny.
How did that come up? I'm trying to think, because there was a oh, you know what I know I was gonna tell you just real quick, because when you brought that up, being like pulled over and expired tags and doing my tags. I had this situation one time where I was coming back from Canada, and this was before you needed a passport, before or whatever. You just needed an ID at this point, or a birth certificate, I think, or something at the time. But I was coming back. I helped out my buddy move. He was doing some moving. I'd known him from the restaurant. This was a real character, dude. This dude, he was a fucking character. Actually, he still owes me a few $100s, but I don't think that's ever coming back. But I helped him move in Canada. He's like, hey, brother. He would always talk like Hulk. He'd be like, oh, brother, what are we doing? He always do this with his hands. He'd be like, what are we doing, buddy?
Oh, my God.
But like, I go there to help him move, and I really just wanted to go to Canada. I knew we could go drinking a little bit or something. And we end up getting what I don't even think was very good, because I didn't really. It was real, because I rubbed it on my gums, and I went a little numb. But I don't think it was very strong cocaine.
Okay.
But we end up doing some cocaine, which I don't do a lot of in my life. But here I am in this foreign country doing some
smart.
And I always remembered I did it off of a Pat Green album, which I was really excited about. but I end up throughout the night breaking my glasses. And so I do have prescription sunglasses. Oh. And so now I'm crossing the border at like 9 a.m. and it's cloudy as fuck. And I'm wearing prescription sunglasses. And I'm just like, yeah, just helping my buddy, was helping my buddy move.
Did they ask you about him?
Fuck, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
so
then I end up getting fucking pulled over to get searched.
Oh, man.
And I'm sitting there going like, I mean, we didn't do a lot, and it wasn't like we were rolling up, but I don't fucking know. I don't know what dogs can smell or not smell.
Right. Like, oh, my God.
And I'm just sitting there like, and like, you're like, literally, it really wasn't that much. It was a very small amount. It was just a few of us in the car. We weren't like doing it several times throughout the evening or something. Right. But I don't know. Funny. And I'm just sitting there going, I don't know if it's like a grain.
And I'm sure you just looked suspicious as fuck.
I can't not look suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm always anxiety driven. I'm always
and even in that situation, you must have just been.
I'm always uptight. I'm always nervous with authority in any capacity.
Right.
I mean, let me tell. I'm going to tell one more of these too. Now that you got this, I did a comedy thing back in that. I don't know if you ever went to one of those in break time billiards. Remember when I used to do some of those where like I'd do a show. And there'd be like 5 or 6 comics. Mike and Drew, or Mike and Jay even came out a few times.
Yeah.
It was, so I was doing one of those one time, and it happened to be like my birthday was going to be like Saturday, but the show was on Friday or whatever, right? Or something. And there was a bunch of listeners out there. And I stopped drinking. I mean, I'm talking 5, like I drank pretty deep. Like I drank like 6 beers or something, but like I stopped and I sat in the bar, drank waters for like 4 or 5 hours. Like I literally, I was so paranoid to drive home. They didn't have Uber or Lyft yet.
Yeah.
Really, I would have done that at this point, but they didn't. I waited like 4 or 5 hours.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, okay, I think I should be good. Only problem is now I'm waiting till fucking like 12:30 at night.
Right.
And I'm leaving a bar. And it turns out I had a taillight out.
Oh no.
Cop zaps me right as I leave the parking lot.
Oh boy.
Pulls me over. Do you know want to pull you over? No. You have a taillight out. But I'm leaving a bar.
Yep.
And he doesn't make me go out and walk. And somehow, so he does the eye thing, which is just like follow the pen with your eyes. Don't move your head. The entire time he's doing it, I'm like, I'm failing. I'm getting a DUI. I'm going to get a DUI. I'm failing. And he just goes, okay, you're good. Just make sure you fix that taillight. Doesn't breathalyze me somehow.
Oh, that's good.
Which I don't know how. I think I would have.
You would have.
And then the only other problem was, though, I'm now anxious that I got pulled over. Mm-hmm. And I still have a taillight that's out.
Yeah.
And I still have to drive home.
Like that's the thing. Yeah.
Like it's not.
It's like, can you radio all your buddies and let them know?
This car is okay. And you pass me as as an alcohol test. Okay. So I want to get into something. I'm not going to get into the coloring yet. I am going to. Don't worry. We'll get there. Right. 20 minutes. Okay. So I was driving in here today. Also, not that all the topics. I have other topics, but these just happened to come up. I was driving in today. And I was hearing the new Taylor Swift song, and I really like it. But I went through a thing with Taylor Swift where I liked her when she first came out and was country. Mm-hmm. And when she went like the pop route, I had a very possibly unjustifiable hate towards her. Because as like a country guy.
Oh, I can totally see it. First of all, you would have thought she sold out. Right. Plus the fact she's blonde and pretty. And
I thought she used country music. Yeah. I will say this. The blonde and pretty stuff didn't bother me as much as I felt like as this like country nerd that she used country music.
Yeah, how dare she?
To get to this place.
Yeah. I liked her when she was country.
Yeah, I did too, obviously. But I went through a long period of time really harvesting this anger towards Taylor Swift. And in the last 2 years, whatever reason, I just came around. I was like, fuck it. I really like her.
Yeah.
And now I fucking like love her. I have nights sometimes
I've got tickets for sale.
I know. I don't think I have the money for those tickets. I know you do though. But to the point where when I talk about sometimes drinking and listening to country music, I've had specific Taylor Swift night. They didn't mean to go that way, but where I started with a Taylor Swift song and was just never able to leave.
Yeah.
Because I'll watch different live versions, like, oh, here's her singing this song on Lena or whatever, and here's her singing it.
Right.
Because I really dig watching live stuff. I don't just listen to the song. So I like to find acoustic versions or whatever. So I was just curious, have you ever had like an artist that you maybe either hated at one point and came around on,
So
or liked and hated and haven't liked since?
I didn't have one that I like full on like hate. I actually
Not hated.
I hate Dave Matthews Band.
Okay.
I think they suck. That's the one where I just like can't stand him at all, and I'll never come around to it.
Right.
But one that, and I'm sure this is going to surprise people, especially given what we just talked about, but I didn't love Snoop Dogg.
Really?
I did growing up.
Really? You?
Yes.
You?
I know.
I mean, he's like your guy.
I know. I fucking love Snoop Dogg.
He's the poster boy
Yeah.
for fucking mainstream marijuana. Use. Like,
we did
I think more than Bob Marley.
we did a thing at Christmas where they put like celebrities' names on our backs, and we had to ask questions to find out who we were.
Yeah.
And so we all have our names on our back, and I said, I'm going to guess without asking any questions. I was like, Snoop Dogg. And they were like, how did you know? So I was like, I just knew it.
Yeah.
But like when I was in high school, I just didn't, that song that was like, drop it like it's hot. I didn't love it. And I was like, I just find him kind of annoying. But now I love Snoop Dogg. I love Snoop Dogg.
What's weird about that is I didn't listen to any rap until well after high school. And I always really, as a country guy, again, in high school, I used to really fucking, rap's all the same. It's all stupid. It's all as if country, people say the same about country, whatever. But that's how I was. But Snoop Dogg to me is like, has the most smooth, chill, fucking,
I love him.
Like he just kind of,
I know.
like
He's the best. And he can fucking do anything. He has a kid's thing.
Yeah.
Like he has this kid's character, this like Snoop Dogg character.
Really?
And it's a dog. It's like a blue dog. But it's like this hip hop character that's like, it's like teaching you stuff, but it's teaching you it in hip hop. And I mean, he's just like, he's got his fucking hand in everything.
And it's like he's just accepted by everything.
I know.
Who doesn't like Snoop? So it's like Doggy Land?
Yes, Doggy Land. Yep.
Let's see. It's not so big there.
Yep.
But
Oh, he's a purple dog.
almost like Barney.
Yeah.
A very different version of Barney. No, he is like weirdly become the most accepted.
Oh yeah, like he hangs out with Martha Stewart.
For a guy who used to be in, like he was in NWA, right?
He wasn't in NWA. But he's like West Coast.
Yeah, like he was in that shit.
Yeah, I mean.
No, yeah, he wasn't in NWA.
He, with fucking Tupac and.
Yeah, that's fucking. But you just didn't like him at first.
I just didn't like. But
When did you start to come around? Do you do you feel like you know?
Probably in college, like late college.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Probably late college.
What kicked in there?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, I get it.
At a party, drinking and smoking, and like,
exactly.
this makes sense.
Yeah, this is chill. I like this.
This makes sense. No, it's just like, for whatever reason, I don't have anybody else I don't think that, I have people I don't like.
Yeah.
But Taylor Swift, I've gone through this very weird, liked her.
Yeah.
Then, legit did not like her for a long time. And now I've just come around to, fuck yeah. And I would love to see her on that show. I really would.
Yeah.
My only worry would be at this point seeing her is that, coming from her, she has too many songs.
Yeah.
And I don't think
and I'm sure that it'll be heavily focused on her new album.
Of
so it's
course
not like
it will.
she's going to be singing like her old country
No,
shit.
she's not going to be singing Teardrops or anything like that.
Exactly.
I wanted to there's two stories here, and there's this other. Amy brought these coloring things. I'm going to end with that just because I think it's a good ending thing because it's leading. But Amy does coloring, adult coloring. They say it's very calming.
It is.
People say it's like a calming thing.
Yes.
And the point is she's really good at it.
Thank you.
And I figured that she was sending me a picture recently.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I should try to do that. Or did you say it?
No,
maybe?
you did.
Okay. We're like, I should do that.
Yes.
And see how I do. So she's brought me not only books, but a bunch of markers, which is actually a big deal to me because I was wondering.
Yes.
Like, I can't just use, do I have to go out and buy markers now or do I have crayons? I think I have some crayons at home. And that's not the same.
Yeah.
So Anyway, so
Oh, I'm sorry. Rocky just texted me. Our for sale sign's going up in our yard.
Oh,
right
shit.
at this very moment.
That's crazy, man.
So crazy.
How long have you lived there? You said
It's like 7 years.
And so
It's the only house Miggy's ever lived in.
that's so Mickey is her dog, by the way.
Yeah.
If you don't know, but
Not Miguel Cabrera.
that will be weird for them, I'm sure.
So weird.
I
drove him by it the other day.
Did they?
No, but I was just like,
They
here's
won't-
our new house.
Right. No, that when you walk them in the
It's
first
gonna be.
time.
I mean, even it's.
I mean, it's gonna be weird for you, but
yeah,
I mean,
but like, I mean, they've been in hotels and stuff, so they
Yeah.
know you can go different places. But when they realize, like, oh, I don't have a fenced-in yard anymore.
Right.
Oh, I can't just walk out the door.
Yeah. And as an adult, the other thing is you're able to like at least. I mean, it's still emotional. It still have those moments,
Yeah.
but you're able to piece by
Yeah.
piece kind of like get there.
Something super awkward happened today, though, regarding that. I just texted my neighbor to let her know, because I didn't have the husband's number. I only had the wife's number.
Yeah.
So I texted her, hey, just want to let you know our house is officially up for sale.
Oh, by the way, just real quick, I'm so sorry. This is such an ADD moment. Did anything ever happen with the neighbor that you called 911 on?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
You ever
nothing.
talk to them
Nope.
or anything? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Amy called 911 on.
I think we talked about it.
You
didn't we?
did, but
Yeah.
I mean, on, an African American family. No, I'm just kidding.
His grandkids were hanging out the window.
No, I know.
So I texted her and I was like, hey, just want to let you know our house is on the market. You've probably been moving out at the end of March. And she responds with,
Oh boy.
thanks, I'll pass this along to Chris. We're divorced and I don't live there anymore.
Hilarious. That's so
I was
fucking
like,
funny.
What? I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
And she's like, yeah, it's been hard, but it's for the best. But I hope you enjoy your new home. I was like,
new phone, who does?
exactly.
Oh, I was sending this to somebody else.
Oh my God.
That's so fucking.
I know.
Dude, you know what's
So
no, wait, no.
awkward.
I hate to do this. I have to like when I think about that. If that were me, I very rarely like do this with other people because I'm just kind of I don't think I'm selfish. I think I'm weird and I never know how to word things and I get so paranoid.
Yeah.
So then I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I think I wish I sent people more like little like, hey, happy birthday by the way, or whatever, right? If that had happened to me, I might just never have answered again. I mean, I'd be like, well, she knows. That's good enough.
I considered it.
I
Honestly, if she wouldn't
How
have
long
said,
did you-
like, I hope you enjoy your new house, I probably wouldn't have responded.
How long did it take you to decide to respond?
Oh, I responded right away.
Okay,
Yeah.
really?
But I was
See,
just like, oh, Amy. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, I haven't seen her there.
And it's like, you don't even know the circumstances, by the way. So she might have some weird feelings about you or something. I mean,
Yeah, right.
You don't know what happened.
Right,
Like,
right.
Like, I mean, it could. I mean, who knows?
I'm
right?
sure she hates me because of my dogs.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, I almost made a joke, like, oh, you're not going to have to deal with my dogs barking much longer.
Right,
Thank
right.
God I didn't do that.
Oh, my
God.
God.
I know. I'm such an idiot.
I had a moment one time. I've always been really bad with sticking my foot in my mouth, and I had a moment one time that rings the bell. This like it just feels like this is not similar, but it's. I was up when I was working in Holland at the restaurant gig, not the radio or anything, and there was this waitress there. Which, by the way, I always wish. I thought we really got along. I always wish. I have not like I've sat there and thought about this moment that often, but I think I missed a real opportunity to possibly like hook up with this chick maybe or get that. So anyway, she was really cool. She always liked me though. We always got along really well. She had a real dark sense of humor, yada yada. But she had some boyfriend at the time, and at one point she was talking to me about how he'd gotten a new. He's kind of a loser, I guess. I got the impression he wasn't, whatever. But he finally got a job, right? At some point, it was just a job at a cell phone store, or something,
Right.
And I so very rarely legitimately ask people how they're, hey, how is this going? Or how is something happening that I know about? Because I always just feel weird or I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I stepped out and go, hey, how's your boyfriend's new job at that place? And she's like, oh yeah, we broke up. He's an asshole. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I just sat there. I'm like,
Oh my
sounds,
God.
oh man, that's a bummer. But I will say, like months later, after I moved and stuff. I always remember thinking back and like, why didn't I fucking be like, hey, you want to go out and get some drinks or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, let's go get some, or like that right then. You could wait, wait the next day maybe or something. But I never did.
Yeah.
And I also, by the way, at that same place, I forgot about this one until just now. Like I hadn't thought about this in a long time. There was a girl there who was pregnant.
Oh boy. Oh no.
And at one point, I think I like asked her like, so when's the baby, dude?
Oh, boy.
Or like how much more until the baby comes out? She's like, oh, I already had her.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Like, because she was coming back into like get a check or something.
Oh.
And I was like, is the baby out yet, or something? And she's like, I already had him 2 weeks ago or something. Like because you lose a lot of that right away. I don't think I even looked at her. I think I was just trying to be nice. You know what I mean? Like I
guarantee it.
I don't think I thought she was fat or anything. Like I didn't look at her. I probably didn't even.
I guarantee you saw her and you're like, I
I'm just
associate her with baby.
I'm gonna be nice and I'm just gonna ask her how it's going. It's like,
oh
my
gosh.
God. Let me think here. I'm gonna do this one. I have two stories here, and I'll do one, and I'll see how, and we'll probably do that. Wrap up on that one.
Oh well, really quick. I have
Might as well get to the
two
books.
options for you on this coloring thing. I brought you like a color by number for adults.
Yeah.
So like this will like give you like the colors to use.
I think
and
I should have-
associated with a number.
If we're gonna do this, I should do it my own, where I make up the colors, right?
So I also have one, the 50 states, and I thought this was relevant because
Yeah,
you
there
just
you go.
toured the 50 states.
Right.
I've colored some of them, so they're not all available.
Okay.
But there are a few. Which one did you say your favorite was? Was it Rhode Island or Maine?
Alaska or Maine?
Oh, it was Maine. I sent you Rhode Island the other day.
Okay.
I think. So I think Maine is available. So you could color Maine.
I think I should do one where I'm not picking where I'm picking the colors, because that's gonna be more ridiculous.
Yeah.
If I'm told what colors
to
pick.
That's Vegas.
Oh shit, that's nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Do you find that this legit like kind of calms any anxiety?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is it because you just have to focus on something and you have to, and these are really in-depth, kind of photos. So do you feel, is it because you have to really legit focus on it that maybe your mind stops overthinking about a bunch of stuff going on?
Yeah, maybe.
I just curious.
Yeah, I just kind of zone out and like the time. I think that's Maine.
Okay. Because that's my thought. My thought is, for me, I have even when I'm watching, like, I joked earlier about watching Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I'll still kind of sit there.
Yeah.
And be like thinking of.
It makes it, I'm on social media a lot less with that.
Okay.
It's funny. It's like relaxing. Like, I have my Twitter back.
Yeah.
And my sister's like, you haven't really been on Twitter that much. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like into this right now.
The thing about social media that I hate is for one, I love it. And it is so necessary to try to build up things that I want to do with my life, comedy and podcasting and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like my advice to people would be to not do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
but
terrible.
like I love it.
Yeah.
And I need them to want to be on it.
Yeah.
Because without it, like if you took away completely social media right now, how would I tell people I'm doing a podcast?
Right.
I don't even understand.
Yeah.
Put flyers up at the fucking Starbucks or some shit. Like.
Yep.
So it's such a double-edged sword,
Yeah,
and I would
for sure.
never blame anyone that's not on it, even though I really do enjoy it. And,
Yeah.
and 90% of it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like I don't get, because I don't really find myself getting in these fucking bogged down shit.
Right.
Or whatever. But what I was I was gonna say something about with those drawings that you're doing. But I just think that, I know. The rare times that I can turn my brain off, my parents and I went and saw that Otto, Man Named Otto movie or whatever, which is actually a remake of a yada yada. But like, if I go to a movie theater, I can, because they make you turn your phone off.
Yeah.
And, they don't make you,
but
you have to.
Right.
And then I can just sit there. But if I'm at home even watching a movie,
Yep. Yeah.
whatever. So here's what I decided to do. Like, I'll do this one. Did you see about this Uber Eats guy?
Oh, at the basketball game?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll pull the picture for people if you're watching on the YouTube or Facebook. I don't know how, being a person who does this, I don't know how this is even possible. Like, didn't he need a ticket?
Well,
Did you look into it?
Didn't he say it was a PR stunt?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was
Okay.
I think I saw today
Okay.
on Fox and Friends when I was watching that
It was like
because they had covered it yesterday as like, how did this guy get on the court? Like,
Right.
And isn't this going to start like everybody now is just going to start door dashing shit to their seats?
Right. Why would you order it from the fucking place?
Exactly.
Even DoorDash would probably be cheaper than ordering from
For sure. And so then I think it came out that he planned that, so it wasn't genuine.
I should have been more suspicious that he got on the floor. Probably,
yeah, right.
But I just
he walks
saw it.
right on the floor in the middle of the fucking game.
Right. Which is
He's probably gonna be banned.
PR stunt or not, it's still ballsy to fucking do.
It's better than running on naked or something.
Yeah. And the more I think about it, I should have been more suspicious. But I think I felt like it led to a good topic on the show.
Yeah.
Because I do this stuff.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
And no, it's all right. I'm curious. I thought I'd name a few of these situations I've had during DoorDash, and they're all self-inflicted. These are not against the app. And then I know that you might have one here, and I think I already know what your answer is going to be. But if you can think of an embarrassing a time that you felt embarrassed ordering the food, and I think I know where I think I know where it's going to go personally, but I just figured I would throw it out there.
Okay.
But so I've had these happen just this week. By the way, I was doing one on Wednesday. Yeah, when all the snow was coming down, and I had to go into a McDonald's to pick up a food. And usually it's actually better to go in. Because
I would
the
think
line
so. Right,
and stuff. It was certainly when they first started doing it. Because when I was doing it during 2020, they first started.
Couldn't go in.
I hate it. Well, I hate it. I didn't even want to go in. Not even because of COVID, but it was like, dude, it's just easier to sit in my car. Now I realize, dude, no.
Yeah, get it done.
It's so much faster. But I went in and my shoes. I was just wearing my generic kind of running shoes, my older ones that have no grip whatsoever.
Oh no.
I picked up the bag, and for one, this is what's really shitty. The bag was waiting, and two workers kind of came and saw me, and they didn't ask me, so I was getting a little frustrated. Like, dude, I know it's ready. It's right over there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, thanks. And I was kind of being a jerk when I said thanks, because I was like, dude, I'd sat there for 3 minutes, and I fucking almost fall on my ass, throw the bag up. No joke, flips in the air and lands straight down. And I'm like,
was there a drink in it?
There wasn't a drink, luckily. And I was like, and they're like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, would you guys mind opening this? Just make sure it's kind of okay. And they looked and it was fine. And luckily didn't have a drink, which is a big saver.
Yeah, that's a big one.
But like, I full on, like, almost fell completely on my
phone. But you didn't fall.
I didn't fall.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And the bag like flipped up in the air and landed on the thing. And I'm just like,
you did like the water bottle challenge with the bag.
Yes. So I had that. I've had that. By the way, this is another one. This isn't that funny necessarily, but for a while I wasn't telling anybody I was doing food delivery. I have somebody that must listen to the podcast. I guess they could know me from high school or something, but most likely I feel like the podcast. I had somebody at one point say, hey, and like message me back afterwards, is your name Eric Fady? And I said, haha, yes. And then it never got back to me.
What?
They never followed up with it.
That's crazy.
They said, are you Eric Fady? And I'm like, yes. Hi, blah, blah, blah. And then just never got back to me.
Huh.
So that's
Weird.
funny to me.
Yeah.
One time, my Focus, for some reason, I do not understand this feature, but you can lock the car while it's running with the keys in it.
Yes.
And just not be able to get into the car.
Oh.
Like I can lock the doors of every time I drive.
Oh, it's an older car.
Right. Every time I start now I've gotten into the fucking habit. I have to unlock manually hit the unlock button every time for all four doors. You can lock the car. So I was pretty new to DoorDash. And I pulled up to this dude's house. It's like snowing, it's cold, it's dark. I take half the food out of the car, set it on the roof of my car, and close the door for some reason. And now all the doors are locked.
Oh, I remember this story. Yes.
The car is running. Half the food is in the... So I can't even just drop the food off and call my dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't just call my dad and
Why did you shut the door?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. But so I'm sitting there with him, and I'm like, here's half your food. The other half's in the car. Because I couldn't And the other thing is I couldn't not address it because he opened the door once I was like walking out.
Right.
Like I could have, if he hadn't opened the door, I could have sat there longer and decided what to do.
Oh my God.
But luckily I had to hide a key.
That's good. That's smart.
I know. Which I always hate saying it.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows, but I don't know, if you want to go take a 2007 Focus
exactly.
out for a run.
Go ahead.
It doesn't have air conditioning. The radio doesn't work. The doors don't.
You might get more from insurance.
Right. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, if anything.
Yeah. I have a hide key. It's located.
It's on the lower left. I'll tell you one more here that I got. This is something I really wish people would do. Like, for real. If you're ordering food.
Oh, yeah. Give me some tips.
No, you won't have to worry about this.
Oh.
But for people that have, maybe not a half mile, but people that have like a quarter-mile driveway or they live out in the country, you cannot assume that someone's driving around in an SUV to deliver you McDonald's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Write in the freaking notes, hey, just at FYI ahead of time, I live out in kind of a, I haven't plowed my driveway.
Yeah.
So last year, or right before the trip, I was going out and you don't know exactly where you're going right away. And so I get up to the freaking house and it's like, they have one of these, swear to God, half a mile fucking driveways. So it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I think I can make it.
Yeah.
And I get a quarter of their driveway and I can't fucking move the car.
Oh, no.
And I'm just sitting there.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm like, I'm getting madder by the second because I'm stuck. It's only a certain amount of money that I'm going to make from this order.
Right.
I mean, luckily in the end, they were nice people. Mostly, and they did come out and basically dig me out.
Oh.
And I got a much bigger tip. Like after I hit the thing, about 10 minutes later, it said like, oh, you got a new.
Oh, they probably
extra
felt bad
tip
because they hadn't fucking snowplowed.
I mean, in that situation, like, do you think I'm being I guess I could have realized ahead of time. Maybe
I mean, even in our small driveway or like walkway, when it snows, I tell Rocky, I'm like, we have to shovel so the DoorDash people don't have to get
or maybe you
stuck
show
or
up
like
outside, like knowing ahead of time they're coming or something. Or I'm not trying to say these guys weren't total assholes. They ended up coming out in like the shovels. But on the same hand, it's like, dude, what did you think? Would you assume that someone driving DoorDash is in some F-150?
No, they just probably didn't think about it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, that was some. Oh, so I was gonna say this is my embarrassing. Time ordering a DoorDash, and then I was gonna see if
ordered DoorDash.
Not DoorDash, Shipt.
Oh, okay.
And then I was gonna see if you had one.
Hey, wait, do you know about DashMart?
What is that?
So there's like this. If I go on DoorDash, I can order like grocery type items from this thing called DashMart.
Yeah.
But it's like a DoorDash store.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that.
And so I'm like, I wonder where this DashMart is. And then I was driving, and there's one in Canton. I saw it.
No, I haven't.
I've ordered a couple of things from
I haven't heard from that. And I used to like it. Believe it or not, I actually used to like it when Walmart stopped their partnership with DoorDash. For whatever reason. But I used to like it because, I mean, honestly, there'd be grocery. Like, I didn't have to go grocery shopping.
There's like Dick's Sporting Goods on mine. And
no, yeah, they do a lot of that stuff. I tend to not do that stuff because it's kind of, I don't want to get too into it. But when Walmart did it, it was great most of the time. Like, I mean, assuming that the order was good, but like, because you didn't do the shopping, you would just show up and they would load it in your trunk.
Yeah, that's so easy.
And it was still, still would be hard sometimes. That all of a sudden, you wouldn't know where you're going to, and now it's an apartment 3 floors up.
Right.
So there was still that kind of stuff sometimes. But
in an apartment,
I think a lot of times those were older people.
Okay.
Which it's funny because you feel bad, but you're still mad when you're like, I hear it because you're kind of like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But whatever. But what was I saying?
You were ordering.
Oh, but I was ordering Shipt. And I was house sitting.
Okay. They must have left you money because I just don't see you spending your own money to get shipped.
No, well, they pay me. I mean, but no. So here's what happened. This is the only time I'll spend money, and I've done it. I did a few times during the pandemic, but I was drinking beer, and I was like, I get very paranoid. Now I've actually slowed down a lot, like really legit. I had 4 beers the other night, and it was like that was enough. But up until about 2 years ago, I would get very paranoid always that I'm going to run out of beer. I'm always like, oh my God, I need to have it.
I've experienced this. Yes.
And Marseille, for one.
Yeah, I think.
And do we have another time where I did come over to your house one time and actually hang out, and I was like, no, we need to have enough.
Yes.
Even like 20 should be enough, but I want 30 because I just don't even want this worry that I'm gonna be still awake and ready to.
Right.
So I think I'd had a certain amount of beers, and I was like, I just need to make sure if I just had 6 more,
oh my God,
then I'd be good, right? And so I ordered like a 6-pack of the cheapest fucking beer from Meijer through Shipt. And for some reason they're like, oh, it won't be ready. It should be there by 11. I'm like, okay, that's kind of fine. I'm already kind of tired, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Then like at 11, it's like it's not going to be there till 12.
Oh my God,
or something like that. Something crazy, like another hour past what I had done. And I was like, I'm kind of already tired. 11 was pushing it. And anyway, I ended up waking up the next morning at like 7 in the morning to 3 texts saying, I'm out here.
Oh,
where's your beer? You know, are you here?
Yeah.
I'm knocking. So like in this setting, in the house that I was at, I'm in a living room that it is a separate room from where the front door is, but it's not, not that separate.
Yeah.
And the door was open, like the main door.
Yeah.
There's like a window kind of door that was open.
Yeah.
She must have been sitting there knocking on the fucking thing. And I'm just passed out on the couch.
You were on the couch.
Yeah, I just woke up on the couch.
That actually kind of happened to me recently. And, we've got dogs who bark when
you'd have a hard
wind
time.
blows. Well, listen, so I placed a marijuana order for delivery because I didn't have everything delivered.
Right.
And placed it in like the middle of the day. It's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Still not there. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's going to get there to be here tomorrow.
Right.
Because they're not still open. The store's not open anymore.
Yeah.
And so go to bed, wake up to like a couple of missed calls from this random number at like 1 a.m. saying, I'm here with your order. So then I call back the next morning. I'm like, hey, missed the 1 a.m. delivery.
Yeah.
So what time will you guys be out today to deliver it?
Right.
And she was like, oh, no, if you're not there, we just cancel it.
Oh, shit.
I was like, wait.
Did you get your money back?
What? Well, I wouldn't have paid until they got there.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, so you're telling me I have to just like reorder it then? And she's like, yep. I'm like, okay.
That seems really odd.
And then another one of my delivery people got robbed on his way to deliver to me.
Got robbed?
Yeah. The store called and they were like, hey, just want to let you know, your driver just got robbed. He's coming back to the store and then we're going to give him like the stuff and he'll be back out. I'm like,
back out?
Okay.
Maybe give him the night off.
I know.
Although I was going to ask how soon was it, like, wow, that's crazy. So when's that order coming?
He was actually there within a couple hours.
Did you talk to him at all? Or not really?
Yeah, I was like, are you okay? He's like, oh, I'm fine. He's like,
how did he get robbed? Did he say?
It was like, I think he said the guy came out to get it. And then he had a friend that like came out and went into his car and got all the rest of the stuff for everybody else.
By the way, DoorDash isn't the same thing, but I have thought of it. Weed's a lot different than
They're rolling around with a lot of cash and a lot of drugs.
Yeah, no, that's a lot different. I will say I'm shocked more often that food doesn't just get taken. From like places.
Yeah,
like like McDonald's. Like a lot of them, places do have them just on a shelf.
You're right.
And you just walk up and grab it.
Right.
My only thought process on that is they must know after a while if all of a sudden I get 5 different times where someone just going up to my order and just taking it.
Right.
They might be like, dude, is this guy letting people know ahead of time? Like, and then I get there and I'm like, oh, where is it?
Right.
Or something. But
well, I just noticed that I'm coming up on my 4-year anniversary of having a Dash Pass.
Oh, wow.
So
damn, dude.
March of 2019.
Does it let you? Are you gonna?
Yes. So in 4 years.
Now, what's good is I totally forgot what the number you told us a long time ago. I remember it was a lot, though.
Yeah.
I think it was over $2,000. So I'm gonna say,
it was.
You're at. I'm gonna say
4 years.
3,800.
Now
this is money you're saving. You're paying what, $10 a month?
Yes.
So you pay $10 a month for DoorDash, but then you don't get any delivery fees, any of that crap. You're just paying for the food, essentially.
Correct.
And you tip.
And I tip. Correct. So over 4 years, I've saved $6,000.
You could probably feed
$1,500 a year.
You could probably feed a small country, like on your savings from DoorDash.
Like, that is worth it.
I agree.
That is fucking worth it.
Because think about it, 10 times 120 a year.
Yep.
So that's 400.
So like $500.
Yeah, $500 to save 6,000.
Yes. Dash Pass is worth it. If
So you know what's funny? That is to me the big level justification, because you're still spending money on this food.
Right.
It's not like you're just giving free money.
Right.
That's just money you wouldn't have paid. You would have paid if you didn't.
Right.
So it's not
so crazy.
And that's like when a gambler, sometimes you'll hear these people, not no offense to your recent gambling winnings, but you'll see somebody down in Greektown, they're like, I won $5,000 on a slot machine last weekend.
Right.
How much did you spend this year?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you spend 1,000 to win 5?
Right. Well, before we end, I did want to just show you something.
I was wondering what that was there,
just to close the loop.
Oh, these are the boots.
These are the boots.
The Monica boots. I'm just kidding. Like, to me, they're called the Monica boots, but the boots that cost more than some furniture at Menards.
And they're in a case.
I mean, they're stylish. I like them. You know what sucks about to me there?
Aren't they cute?
They are. You know what sucks to me about that is, like, that red is wasted.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's
because I like red and black as a combo.
Yeah.
There's only a certain situation where people might see those.
Well, no,
see the red.
Yeah, but people see it.
That's true.
When you're walking
That's
and stuff.
True.
And what's actually nice about these, like on regular...
How uncomfortable are those to wear?
These are really comfortable.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of his shoes are actually uncomfortable, but these are comfortable. And most of them, the red rubs off, so you have to get like pads and stuff, but this is like rubber, so it doesn't rub off.
So there they are, the $1,500 shoes.
Yes. Wait, what camera? Yes.
Yeah, there you go. That's freaking funny, man. I like them. I will say that, though. I like them. I don't know if I'd spend $1,500 on them.
Like I said, it was more of just like a...
They have an edge to them, for sure. They're kind of punky, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I would say they're rocky. I would wear those to, like, a rock concert, kind of, if you were going to, like, Bruce Springsteen or something. I think that'd work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go, man. That's you know what's funny? I know it doesn't seem whatever people think of my preparation, I legitimately end up always not getting to stuff. An hour is more than enough time. but I do have like other things. I want to get to this next week. I'm gonna make a mark. I'm gonna do this. I want to do this next week. So there was something next week, or a story I read about someone exacting some very petty revenge.
Yes.
And I have definitely a few examples from my life.
Okay.
And so I want to talk about that. I want to do that next week because it's something that I really always find funny.
Yes.
Because as humans, even like you and me are pretty nice people. I think most of the time we try to even go out of our way to help people.
For sure.
But everybody has these weird lines where it's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like this person did something.
Oh, yeah. I've got an example. I'm ready for it next week.
We're doing it next week, though.
I'm ready.
Doing it next week. That's
spoiler.
A tease.
Yeah,
Okay.
teaser. Tease, not a spoiler.
Check out my Instagram. My Instagram is more and more just becoming the nature photos. Because it's so hard to do the reels and all that shit. But I want to stick to one thing. So if Instagram Eric_Fady, if you want to buy any of those prints, by the way, I have no set prices. I'm just getting into the notion of maybe putting them on Etsy or something like that. So if anyone's interested, it would help me out while also giving you something. Venmo Eric Fady. I know you're not on Twitter as much, but might as well throw it out there.
Still in woke 17 MAGA Barbie.
All right, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
That's fucking funny.